Guys, what's going on? It's RogerDeath here, and today I'm actually going to show you a different type of game. I know mostly I do like League of Legends and such, but today we're going to do something a little different. This is a game on Congregate. This is called Dawn of the Dragons. I am having to do it kind of backwards. The image will not fill up. This is a brand new account I created. So right away you see the character creation screen. Nothing fancy. We're going to leave the tutorial pop-ups on for this. So you get a pick between, male, female. There's a couple options. Realistically, your appearance doesn't have anything to do with anything in game, so you can have this evil look and still be this great hero. And you have the shades. It's not a humongous amount, but there's enough. So we're gonna go with one of my older names, USR King. I'd buy this for a long time. So once you do that, you'll notice there's some music playing. I'm actually going to toggle it off for the purposes of this. If you look at it, it looks pretty simple. And, well, honestly, this is a game that started on Facebook. I am not going to lie to you. But there's a reason I'm finding this one so much more fun than any other one. And I'll get to this in a minute. It's going to take me a little bit to get to that point where we can do it. I can legitimately show it. So you've got your home page. You get these little planet coins. They're basically Facebook. They're the in-game currency, like Riot points or such. And you get these items. Here, patch notes over here on the side. The game does reward you for logging in every day, up to and including Idol of the Devoted, which if you get enough of them, it's 2 or 4 or 6, but the 6th one has a dependency on it. But you can turn those in for more planet coins. Nice easy way to do so. You can get random troops, equipment, etc., to improve how much damage you do, and this is very important in this game, and I'll get to explain why. The profile here, you start out pretty basic, no big deal. You get a lot of stats to start out with. Your stats really don't mean too much at this point. You're going to do very little damage. So there's the bazaar where you buy things. Traditionally at level 1, you're not going to have any money. I could buy a small dagger, but I'm not going to. I'd rather save up and buy something like the Elven Blade. And they've got you can look at everything, equipment, raid. I'll explain this tab in a minute. Consumables, etc., etc. So we're going to look at quests for now, and we're just going to quest for a little bit. So you attack it, you get some story, pops up. If you want to find out more about what's going on, you can double click the map area that you're working on. So we work in the fields, turn up farming, and dragons forces appear. Kobolds come flying in to slaughter those. So what we do is we actually are trying to fight this guy. We're getting slight experience. We only need 2 more to level up because we've done this quest twice. And we get some gold for it. No items yet. And every time you see the completion meter tick, you can find items like we found the small dagger here. Quests give a fixed amount of experience. And you can see that here, your potential rewards here. So we do it again. Yay, we've leveled up. So we go in here. The recommended leveling up strategy for this game is 2 in stamina, 1 in energy. And I'll explain why soon. You'll notice there's a third bar here, Honor, which I can't add points into. That's a special bar. It scales with your level. Now, we actually also got another piece of equipment. We got a plow horse. So we're going to go ahead and equip this in our mount slot. It increases our attack and defense, so we do more damage. You can see its attack and defense on the screen. Hold on, I want to get my skill up viewpoint up. Okay, yeah, it still looks fine. And so we're going to go back into here, and we're going to quest for a little bit longer. There are currently 9 full quest zones, and then there's a side story here. This is a special zone. It doesn't really fit into the canon of the actual game here. Now, why am I showing the chat in the game and achievements? Well, because chat. Oh wow, I got room 4. That's quite nice. I know some people in this room. So uh, the salient point of this game is what we call raids. You see these links here? Well, let me show you something on, I think this is probably going to mess up how this looks, but I'm going to pull up my my main account's one. I created this account strictly for the video. Yeah, I thought so. So we're actually going to create, well, actually right now, because there's a reason. Alright, let's see. I just need to scroll down some. There we go. So here's, now look, links have names. They have special names. They have a bunch of numbers associated with them. I'm also level 511. I'll show you some more of the starting stuff before I get into my account. And yeah, I know it's going to be weird switching back and forth, but I'm going to try and avoid it. So, raids are the main selling point of this game. It's a communal thing. We're going to copy this link. We're going to look at our legions. We have a legion here. We have nothing to put in it, so it's going to contribute nothing. We have a raid damage of 0. Now, when we look at raids, it's looking pretty bleak and empty. So, remember that link we just copied from here? I'll do it again just in case. So we copy the link. We paste it in here. And oh wow, look, raid. Now this is a special raid. This is what we call a world raid. They occur whenever the devs really want them to. And this one was actually unplanned by the devs. They decided, screw it, we'll do it. And there are 3 buttons down here, which correspond to how much damage you can do. How much attack you do. You do a certain amount of damage per attack. It's low for lower players and higher for higher players for stat reasons. Now, this guy, yeah, he's animated and he's kind of looking kind of cool. This is, like I said, this is a special raid. This is the 3rd time this raid's come out. He's actually one of the newer ones. So, not only do we have the stamina bar, which is this one right here, that we can use to attack him with. We'll attack him. Yay, we instantly level up. We see we dealt 93 damage to him. That's not good, but we got a ton of gold. And we might have actually leveled up twice here. Let us refresh the game, just to see. Now, remember how over here everything's got different numbers and stuff? Well, and I have a reload game here. That's because this game uses user scripts. Yay, look, I got I'm on reward day 6. So, awesome. 1 day away from the idol that devoted. Now, so this is, you can get this user script. I have not gotten it for Opera yet. It completely changes the way things look. So now we see this, yeah, I'm going to have to quest again, it looks like. So, we're going to just do our level up stuff. And we're actually going to go back into the questing for a little bit. We've associated, this is how raids work. But we need to do some things first to increase our damage. So yay, we leveled up again, no problem. Cool. Ah, this is a very new thing that did not exist when I started. This is a mini-boss. You can attack it, it will do some you'll do some damage to it, and it'll do some damage to you. This, the amount you do and it'll do is pretty constant for stats. So, we kill it, yay, we get a Grey Cobalt belt. Well, what's that for? Yeah, they all have different areas. And we completed this quest, so we now have access to, well, we could always do this quest, but now I'm going to continue along with it, because it is a storyline-based game. So we beat this Cobalt, I guess. Yes, we see that we need the certain items. So yes, we kill him with our pitchfork. And then we hear that somebody else is, so we're going to go save him for real quick. Level again. Alright, we're just going to keep going through this. We're going to ignore leveling for right now. Oh no, look, we don't have the item we need to do this. So we're going to buy the farmhand. Now, where do we equip him? For that matter, where do we equip that gray belt? Well, first, after we level up. I'm just going to dump it all on stamina, because stamina is much more useful. Let's see, we can't... It's not in the bazaar, so... Legion! Ah, now we've got something. We've increased our Legion damage, so now we actually can... Our damage that we do is increased. But where's that Cobalt belt? Well, that's over here in crafting. These are the new ones we can craft, but we don't have any of the items we need. There are different sections. There's the general, which is split up into general, which you can get from these drops you get from raids and quests, potentially. Lineage, which you can get from quests, PvP, or some other things. And events. And now currently, the Corrupted Erebus, that World Raid is an event, and the items we get from him will be way down here. Any of these will be really good for a new player. But what we're looking for is the very glitchy Collect tab. There's that Cobalt Belt. What do I get? What do I get if I collect all of them? I get extra statistic points. I've been listening to my sister too much. She's a weird stats person. We can get extra stat points that we can use to upgrade our character. Now, what do these stats mean? Well, LSI is kind of an identifier saying this is how fast you can level. Faster you level, more you level, obviously. More you can get stat points, and more you can continue growing. BSI is what we call Battle Strength Index. It goes off of your base attack, which is these in the parentheses here, and defense, I should say. And it determines how much damage you do. Now, we obviously don't do a whole lot here. We got some money, but not a lot. And because we reached level 5, we got an extra planet coin. I forgot to mention that earlier. Every 5 levels, you get a planet coin. So you do earn it in-game. It is not a you must buy our thing to get. So we're gonna quest for a little bit longer. Yay! I got an achievement in. What? What's this? Choose your class. These 3 classes really don't have a humongous effect on gameplay. What they affect is how long these bars take to recharge. There's the Battle Master, which, judging by its background, is a stamina-based one. Wanderer, which appears to be energy-based. And Blue, which is a balanced choice. Now, Blue's really not advised. It's typically advised you go with Battle Master, because the raids and stamina use are the focus of the game. So we're going to be a Battle Master. We're going to keep questing through this quest zone. But we're also going to go and we're going to fight Corrupted Erebus again. We only did 93 damage and a 5 hit. We did 149 now. We also keep leveling up. And World Raids are really good for new players because they give you so much gold. We can actually just come in here into the bazaar and buy. You don't want to buy any of these planet coin things, trust me. So we're actually going to buy some good some better equipment for us. We're going to get the best that we can afford. It's that way our damage does go up. It's a small modifier in the long run, but every little bit helps. So we're going to buy something from everything. We don't have any rings we can buy. We don't have any mounts we can buy. Now what about here? We have 2 troops we can buy. Let's buy some town guards. We're going to buy 5 of them. We've got the money. We can buy a general. Cool. That'll increase our damage. And we can buy a legion. Except we don't have enough money. I've spent so much. Consumables, really don't worry about for now. These are more advanced game. I'll make another video in a couple days for going over that. So we're going to go back into our Legion tab, and we're going to remove our farmhand because his stats are 1-1. We've got 5 town guards who are 2-3, so we're going to place them in instead. And our general has a special slot over here, increasing our damage to 63. That gives me an additional 63 damage per stamina. The formula for how much damage you are expected to do in a raid is 4 times your attack stat, plus your defense, plus your legion damage. That's per stamina. So I don't expect to do a whole lot of damage, but we're going to go ahead and equip all this better gear that we got. This will help us out. And there's not a huge difference here, but because this has extra defense, we're going to go with it. So we did something like 173 damage with a 5 hit last time. Let's see what we can do now. We did over 1,000 damage in a 5 hit now. We still got roughly the same gold, but the experience is variable in raids. It's kind of interesting. But Corrupted Erebus, we're going to hit a couple more times. And Oh no, we have 1 stamina left. Okay, we can use that. I actually managed to level up off of it. That's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna continue leveling, and we're gonna hit some corrupted Erebus again, and we're gonna use up all our stamina. Hopefully not level. You do have to buy health. That's this up here. Raid bosses do damage to it. We did level up again, but that's okay because now this is going to allow me a really good opportunity to show you what I'm talking about. 78 experience to level. I have 20 stamina. Here's a 20 stamina button. Bam. Your damage will go up by scaling. Same with gold. Experience also does. Damage that you take really doesn't, so it's advised you just hit the strongest one. But what if I want to hit this guy more? I don't have any stamina. Most raids only use stamina. Okay, so we're going to copy this one here. This might be the same one. I don't know. Yes, there's typically 2 bars here. Let me show you if this is... Nope, that's that same one. So we're going to copy another one. This is where the script's really nice. So this one's named Stein. It's got 62% health left. It's got a little over 18 hours to do damage to. And it's at 9 of 100. We're going to look at it real quick. We're not going to hit him. So you see the list over here obviously has me at the top. And then down the side is a list of people who have done damage to it and how much they've done. Most raids have magic slots, and most raids can only be attacked with stamina. Guild raids were too low to really for anybody to really accept us into a guild, so I'm not going to be able to show you that here. I can show you that on my other account. They use honor for their raids. They're special raids. And then Corrupted Erebus, being a world raid, can use any stat you have. So we're going to level up again. Eventually. It'll happen. Or it should. Hopefully. Maybe not. No, it turns out, no, we're not going to level here. That's okay. Corrupted Erebus kind of gives bad experience. So what do you do now while you wait for all this to go up? Well, there's a whole land section. Remember in Mafia Wars how you had to buy things that you kept getting money back? Yeah, that returns. But it's very simplified. You understand how much it costs, how much you get. There's some calculators out there if you really want to work on it. Gold doesn't have a huge impact on this game. So now that we've really used all our stamina except for the one, we're gonna ignore it. What do? Well, we got some drops from Corrupted Erebus. Like I said, those go into the events thing over here. Please excuse my dogs barking in the background. Nothing. We got numbers. No. Oh wait, we have 2 gray broken Erebus scales. Once I get enough of them, I can craft some things. Everything has its own requirement as to how many it needs, but it needs at least 1 of everything. Some take more than 1, like these take 5, but you get them every time you hit Corrupted Erebus. So we're now going to look at a high level example of what you do. As you can see, I have stat points up here, but I'm not using them. I'm holding on to these for when I level. I have a lot of money, and I make a lot per hour. I have access to a lot more equipment I can buy because I am high level and I have unlocked more zones. And I have more than one. I have a bunch of raids I can summon in. That's what these are over here. Raids you can summon in. I have a bunch of them. You get them from beating the quest boss. I don't have any completed though. But let's look at my profile. Holy cow, that's a lot of attack and defense. What's that mean? It just means I do a lot of damage. Lots of damage. I have a humongous inventory. It's really not going to take a long time to scale through, so I'm not going to bother. My quests, I've completed all of the areas on at least normal. But I'm in Vornstag, working on getting a crafting piece for a legendary item. That'll allow me to go to the next area of the Scrolls of Darzon to improve my character more. If we look at my liege, whoa! As you advance in the game, you get more generals and more troops. You can get them from world raids or crafting, or you can buy them. That's typically not advised. Now, this is one that they gave out during the 2nd anniversary. It's really only its first anniversary, if that, on Congregate, so don't worry. And I have it gives a huge power bonus. You can't get this Legion right now. Some of these you can't get anymore, period. But you get lots of troops as you go on and play. You get lots of generals as you go on to play, and you get lots and lots and lots of legions. Each one may have certain ones you can only use, like this one requires a general of 5 generals must be split between strength, agility, intellect, wisdom, and special. Same with the troops in the same ratios. If we look at my crafting thing, I have a bunch of crafting stuff. I can make these, but I already have them, as indicated by that green one over them, so I don't really want more of them. These I don't want to craft because they're inferior to what I have, so I'm just kind of keeping them there. And wow, that gives me 50 stat points for crafting it again. That's a lot. If we look, most of these things give me stat points at this point. There are a few things that won't give me stat points. They'll give me other items, but for the most part, everything gives me stat points. So I can continually increase my character. What am I doing? We're going to look at lineage, and you get these ribbons from PvP. It's not difficult to do, it's just kind of annoying, time consuming. And I've got a lot of some of these things. You get guild stuff from attacking guild raids. I can make some of that stuff, but again, why bother? Now, legends. These are special because you can only have one of these at a time. So, I cannot make another Sword of Conquered Kingdoms because I already have one. It turns into stat points. It can only exist one in your heroic universe. Every player can make these, but only one may exist on your character count. This is the last item I'm going for. And then, once again, here's the idols. Here's what I was talking about earlier. By getting 2 idols, you can get 5 planet coins. If you can get 4, you get 15. If you get 6, you get this item. But it kind of sucks. However, once you get this item, this turns into 25 planet coins. Not recommended because it takes something like 50 weeks or something to be able to have that be more profitable. It's really, in the long run, better to do that, but it's kind of worthless. You can get things as you play, and they'll drop as you quest. But we're going to look at the world raid from this perspective. Now, I've got a lot more stamina and honor and everything, so this can take a while. And that oh wow, actually, that was a really good hit. So, let me explain how this works. This right here is the summary of what you did. I did over 3 million damage. I only lost 19 health. You did a lot of gold and some experience. Now, these are what we call procs. If you've watched my League of Legends videos, you'll know exactly what those are. It's when an item that you have that has a special effect activates that special effect. Nemesis, most of these are given through equipment. Nemesis is given by my chest plate, Arabian plate. Bitter Betrayal is given by my mount, and it procced for over 2 million damage, so it's the only reason I did 3 million. And then Eastern Occultist was a general, actually, because those do have procs as well, and it procced for a lot of damage. Now I'm going to keep hitting him. You can see my damage waivers between, it's definitely nowhere near that 3 million I did, but you can see it scales between 982, I've get over millions. And the entire idea behind the game is power creep. We have a leaderboard system here, which you probably have been looking at the entire game. There's a bunch of different leaderboards, and then there's a special one. I'll start with this one. Hall of Immortals. Immortal is a special class. You have to be level 2500, aka 2500, to be able to reach it and use it. Your timers are cut practically in half. From what I've heard, they go down to 45 seconds to regen a stamina or energy. So you can almost get it back as quickly as you can spend it. Now, what do these other ones do? Colosseum is a list of all the players with the Colosseum points. Now, it only shows the top 25 and your position. If you're not in the top 1,000, you'll just say you're 1,000 plus. So we can see here I'm actually in the top 300 with about half of the highest, about half of 25. Destroyers is one that shows who's done the most damage in a single hit to a raid. Now, obviously this updates daily, so it may change day to day. I just didn't make it today. Overall stats is a weekly thing. These are basic. This is one of the ones that people use to determine how strong are you. Well, I have put I have about 20 points per level invested into my character is what this means right here. Battle strength is attack and defense added together, divided by my level. Mine's nearly 13. Actually, it's gone up since then, but this is a weekly chart. Defense, same thing, just except defense only. Attack, attack only. Again, it has gone up, and this one's actually gone up substantially. Raiders. Who's done the most damage to the raids in total? It's got both weekly and monthly updates. The winner of the monthly one gets a special crown, which increases your damage by 10% of your base attack, which is actually a lot if you think about it. Because these people have... We'll look at Riggers. Riggers has... Actually, he has that much base. Yeah, he does a bit of damage. And then we've got Adventurers, who spends the most energy on quests. It's got the most Joust wins. Joust is the worst PvP you can do, because it takes honor, and that's kind of valuable. Skirmish, who has the most skirmish wins. Again, it's kind of a worthless thing. It's just kind of nice to do to get the crown. Just a really good crown, by the way. And there's who's got the most duel points from dueling, and yeah, it's again pretty obvious. So what's the point in this game? Hit raids, gain more power, level up. Might look stupid, might not. I suggest you give it at least a try, and come into it with an open mind. I didn't think it was that fun at first, but as you level up, you start to realize, hey, wait a minute, I can do a lot of damage to this. That's cool. But don't just hit things willy-nilly. If you get the script, and if you just ask in the chat, that people will usually provide a link to you, you can get it, and it lists the fair share, which is the boss's health, the max health, divided by how many players can be in it. In this case, it's 500. For Belarius, and though there's 4 difficulties, typically you don't really care about that. You'll know which one if you have the script. So, Gelbert the Mad, if I were to join this one, I need to do at least 2.2 to do my own fair share. Then the second number is optimal share. What gets you what the best amount to hit for the most amount of epics is. And there's a bunch of different tiers for loot. Epics are obviously the best, and they are some of the best gear in the game, depending on the raid. This is pretty decent gear. Some things you have to, like Corrupted Erebus, there's actually a loot table telling you how much you should hit for this much, and etc. So we're going to look, oh wow, we got a lot of points back. We're going to quest instead, with energy instead, just because it's a little more worthwhile to quest in the beginning. You get these loots, which help you increase your power. With energy, it doesn't matter if there's a world raid out or not, it's recommended that's what you do. So I'm just going to continue to hit and heal. Level up, I get another planet coin because I hit a multiple of 10, or 5. Any multiple of 5, not just multiples of 10. So I have 12 now. What do you spend them on? Well, realistically, hold on to them until there's a sale on an expedition. These grant very powerful items, or legions, or generals. Some even include troops. But, yeah, and this one even includes magics, and a very, very low chance of getting more planet coins. But this one has the highest attack in the game right now. It's got the absolute best attack value out there. And see, this one's got some troops that you can get. Anything in these are worth it. only if they're on sale. So only get these when they're on sale. Otherwise, don't touch them. So I want to show you the boss real quick before I complete. So we've completed all the quests in the area, so now we need to engage the boss of the area, Chief Horgrak. He's the Cobalt boss of the area. See, it plays out just like those mini games we saw. The mini bosses. You do so much damage to him, and he does so much back. You can buy items that you can use to give you health back, or do a little bit of damage to him. You can buy with planet coins these flame dart. I think flame dart is... Yeah, flame dart's planet coin. It does 200 damage, which pretty much instantly fry Chieftain Horgrak. But you don't get any experience for just hitting him like this. You have to actually beat him and not let him kill you. By beating him, we get a whole bunch of storyline. It's actually a pretty good one. It's kind of interesting. We get his essence, so now we can summon him. I'll just get into that in a minute. A new legion, which gives a bonus power as well. Studded leather chest for an equip, and standard drop. Okay, so let's look at the legions now then. We have an issue here though. He's the only one I have that can fit this legion. I don't have any generals that fit it. Well, where do you get more generals? Well, let's advance into the second area. Some quests drop them. For example, this, the Barbarian Barkeep, this will drop it. This will drop your first real general, so we're going to work on that one right away. First hit, it drops Roland. So we're going to go into March because this is our best legion. We're actually going to clear it and auto-assign to get the best pick. And it puts Roland in, and our damage goes up. More damage, more legion damage, more attack or defense, the more damage you can do to raids. And that's going to be the focal point of the game once you stop questing. That could take a while, though. If you're going to start playing this game, and I highly recommend you do, again, get the script. You can easily get it for Chrome and Firefox. Firefox, you have to have Grease Monkey. Chrome, there's a bit of a trick to it. Opera, supposedly you can as well. I haven't tried. It is Flash, so it will not work on iPhones. It barely works on Android devices. I know both those for a fact. But if you do start, work on questing with your energy. Spend stamina and honor only to attack Corrupted Erebus for a while. In fact, I'm actually going to say, until... What am I doing? I'm about to break my own advice. Until you know you're going to be able to do more damage to him, don't bother attacking him with energy. I suggest you complete up through Area 4 before you even start attacking any raids that use energy. It might be world raids, or there's a few special ones, but you probably won't get them. I do play this game. I'm on almost all the time, obviously. If you want to join me, and I'm always hanging out in chat. You'll see in room, it says here we're in room 4. Well, I don't hang out in room 4. I actually hang out in chat too. So you do, like I said, like I was showing. I didn't say anything. You go into chat actions, change chat rooms. Try going into room 2, and that's where I hang out. If you want to join me, absolutely, friend me. That'll help out for PvP, which I will do in another video in a couple of days, just so that you have some time to understand the game before we get into the PvP aspects, because that's where things start getting a little hairy. I'm actually going to end this video now. Like I said, I'm going to do another one in this game in a couple days. So this is RogerDeath, signing off.